Could you imagine that just a few ordinary words that you use every day are keeping you poor? In this video, I'm going to explain what they are, why they're so damaging, and how you can replace them right away. Changing these words that you use are going to put you on the same level as some of the highest performers in the world. So stay tuned. All right, welcome back. So today we are going to talk about 3 dangerous words that are keeping you poor. Does that sound crazy? I mean, words are keeping you poor? Well, it's true. And I'm going to show you what they are, how that works. Now, for those of you guys that are new to the channel, on Thursdays we talk about investing. We talk about investing in cryptocurrency. That's the most explosive asset class in the world. I love it. It's exciting. We're having massive returns and rewards there. I talk about high-level investing strategies there, but on Tuesdays, we talk about what I call before investing. So investing is something you do with money after you've paid yourself, you've saved your money, then what you have left over you invest. But on Tuesdays, we talk about before investing, how we can make more money so we can invest more. So this is what we're getting into. And today, I want to go a little bit further off the path than I normally go, because this is something that's super important, something that I've spent a lot of time studying over the last several years. And it's really about the mind. And the mind is like super powerful. And I don't want to get all weird on you here, but like really you just need to understand this really base level here, because the mind is super powerful. And if you can learn how to use it, if you can learn how to harness your own mind, it's the difference between success and failure. It's everything. I mean, think about it, right? You see all these like really successful people in all walks of life, whether these are like really high performing athletes or really high performing business people or whatever. And then maybe you're not achieving the same results in your life. And what's the big difference? I mean, if they can do it, you should be able to do it. But the difference is their mindset. And I know some of you go, well, maybe they were born differently than the silver spoon. Yes, but a lot of that silver spoon was the mindset that they were given as they were raised up. And so you could achieve the same thing. So I want to get into that. Now, like I said, some of these people, they're tapping into different parts of your brain. And like I said, there's different ways to do that. So some of the ways that you could start to do this are with daily habits. So a lot of these high performers have daily habits that they build into their routines that start to build this success for them. There's mental exercises, and this may sound weird, but you've probably heard your brain's like a muscle. And like any other muscle, you need to do exercises to get it to work out. If you've ever gone to the gym and done some new exercise, and maybe it felt like really awkward at first, and maybe you felt kind of stupid doing it, but the more you did it, it started becoming very comfortable. And so mental exercises are kind of the same way. Also, diet has a lot to do with our brains, and that may seem kind of weird. You think about diet as far as being like in shape or being skinny. Really, the foods that we eat or don't eat have a big effect on us. But we're not talking about any of those topics today. We're going to talk about words, right? We're talking about the 3 words that are often used, but are probably keeping you poor and they're holding you back. Now, if you want to know about daily habits that I do, habits are super important, diet, mental exercise, things like that, let me know in the comments and we can dive in deeper into those topics. I'm super passionate about that. It's been massive for shifting my life and helping me achieve a lot. But today we're going to talk about words. So the words that we say change the way that we think, right? As human beings, we can speak things into existence. So the more we say things, the more they become true. And so the words are how we think, and it's like what we tell ourselves. They're programming our mind. And so we have to be really careful with what we're thinking, what we put into our mind, and then what we're saying. And so, like I said, there's a lot of different techniques. I kind of went into some of those, but really it's about doing these small things daily. A lot of times people think, if I could just do this one thing, my life would be completely different. But really, it's never about that one big thing. Really, it's always about the small, tiny things that are done over a long period of time. And that's kind of what we're talking about here. If you give me a thumbs up on that, if you know what I'm talking about, if you like that. Again, if you want to know more about those other things, leave me a comment. But let's start with 3 things that you're telling yourself regularly that's keeping you poor. And just by removing these from your vocabulary, it's going to make a massive impact. So one of the first things that you could be saying, most people are saying, you're probably saying, I'm probably even guilty of saying it, is the word hope. Now, hope's important. Now, without hope, the people perish. Maybe you've heard that, right? Without hope, the world could be a very dark place. It could be a very sad place, right? We have to hope for the future, but that's different. I'm talking about words that were used, right? So hope keeps you poor because you have to think about it like, What is it that you dream? What are your desires? What are your goals? And you might say that you hope to. I hope to have more free time in the future. I hope that my income goes up. I hope that my sales numbers are better this month or whatever, right? But that's not a strategy. That's a hope. That's a dream, right? You need more than just a dream. You need to say, when you say that you hope, basically you're giving up control. When you say I hope, you're just admitting that you have no power. That I hope this happens, but I don't have any control over the outcome. And so just by saying those words, your mind is letting go of that. And you can't do that. You need to commit. I need to decide, I am going to achieve this. I am setting this goal. I'm making this plan. I am going to achieve it. Not I just hope. When I commit, my brain will work to get that done. When I just hope it'll happen, it never will. All right? So that's the first thing, hope. We need to get out of your vocabulary. The second word that you need to get out of your vocabulary is the word can't. All right? Can't. It's a 4-letter word. Now, you've heard probably 4-letter words are bad words, right? When I was a kid, I grew up doing martial arts, and I remember in the front of the room, in front of the classroom, there was a big sign that says, don't use 4-letter words. 4-letter words are cuss words, right? And it said, don't use 4-letter words, and can't was one of those 4-letter words. And if we ever said that in the class, it was like push-ups on our knuckles, right? We could not say the word can't. And so I learned that at a very early age, and so you need to be able to get that out of your vocabulary too. I can't do it. I can't do it because I don't have time. I can't afford it. All these types of things that you'll probably catch yourself saying, I can't afford it. You can't? Right? Just by saying you can't, it shuts your mind down, and it robs you of your creativity. It robs your mind of the ability to figure that out. It robs you of your potential, and it's a lie. To be honest, it's a lie. When you say that you can't do something, you're lying to yourself, because you can. You can do it. You could figure out a way if you had to, right? If I put a gun to your head, could you make that happen? Yes. I can't do it because I don't have time. Well, if I put a gun to your head, you could probably find the time to do it, right? I can't achieve that sales goal. Well, you probably could, right? So it's really about, like I said before, like that lack of clarity, that lack of commitment. And really, it's robbing you of potential because it doesn't activate the mind. What it does is it shuts the mind down. And again, don't underestimate how powerful the mind is. So what we want to do, instead of saying I can't, we have to learn to use the word how. How can I? And when I learned this was probably 12, 15 years ago. When I learned this, it changed my whole life. And I started to always ask the question, how? How can I? How can I find the time to get my work done and spend time with my family? How can I find time to make the money I need to provide for my family and have the time? Or how could I start a side business? Or how could I find time to take my family on vacation? Or how could I learn this new skill, right? And when you go from I can't learn that new skill, I don't have time, I can't do that, to how? How could I do that? All of a sudden your brain is activated and you just ask yourself that regularly. How can I do this? How can I do this? And you will figure it out. Like I said, if your life depended on it, you could do it. And you can learn the how. Once your brain starts figuring out, you can learn the how. We can learn how on anything. How is probably the most searched term on YouTube. And you're on YouTube right now. So how to change the battery in my car, how to build a website, how to do YouTube advertising, how to start a blog. I mean, that's like the most searched thing. So any of these how to, you can figure out. I bet if you typed, how can I have more free time for my family, you'd find a bunch of ways to do it. How can I manage my time better? How can I, right? All these different things. You could find out a way to do that. So replace the can't with the how. You can do it, like whatever that is, you can do it. You just have to change your vocabulary so you change your thinking, all right? The third thing that you're saying to yourself that's keeping you poor, that's holding you back, high performers don't say it. The third thing is try. I'll try. Yeah, I'll try it. I tried to do it. Yeah, I'll try to do that. What does that mean? You're not going to try anything. You either are going to do it or you're not going to do it. By even saying the word try, it's a way to stay away from a commitment. It's a cop-out, right? Now, maybe you're saying that to cop out, maybe, but don't do that. Just say, I can't do it. If someone says, can you make it? Oh, I'll try. Just say you either be there or you won't. What does that mean you'll try? You either will or you won't. Again, you are the master of your schedule. You are the master of your life. If you're gonna go, you're gonna go, right? So don't say you try. Don't say I tried. Trying doesn't exist. Trying means nothing. Like I said, either do it or don't. Now, maybe you do it poorly. So let's say I'm gonna try to do this double backflip off of this high dive. Well, you're not really gonna try, you're gonna do it. I'm gonna do a double backflip. Now, maybe that double backflip was horrible and you didn't pull it off and you belly flopped and it was really, really bad, but you did it, right? You didn't do it perfectly. So you just have to change. It's little things like this that make this massive impact, right? And the way that you use these words, the way that you change is the difference of success and failure. This is the big differentiator between people that are achieving goals and people that aren't. It's the words that are used and removing these words out. And then there's also putting words in, kind of like we talked about diet. So removing words out and also learning new words to master, which we're not going to get into all that. There are a lot of very powerful words that you should be building into your life, habits. If you guys want to know more about that, leave it in the comments down below and we can do another video talking about habits that you can build into your life to achieve these goals and words that you could build into your vocabulary to achieve these goals. But man, with just a few minutes per day of exercise, like I said, just like that weird exercise that you did, maybe it was burpees, and after a while you can do it really good. Just a few minutes of mental exercises can change your whole life. It's like the trajectory, right? Like if I'm looking at a target super far off, if I change it by just 1 degree, it's barely any different here at the start, but over a mile it could be way off, right? And so that's the thing, just one little change in your life today done over a long period of time can dramatically change your life. Does that make sense? If so, you like this, give me some thumbs up. If you don't like it, give me some thumbs down. Either way, I want to hear from you. Leave me the comments down below. Ask me your questions. I want to answer questions for you. Let me know what else you want to hear. And that's it to your success.